Hello everybody. So in this video we're going to discuss something very major related to snow leopards. Their population data has come and it has come at to be record 718 individuals. Now this is a very remarkable achievement that we have got in context of India, considering स्नो लेपर्ड हमारे लिए कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, स्नो लेपर्ड हमारे इकोसिस्टम्स के लिए कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड इट इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ वेरियस प्रोग्राम्स दैट हैव बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया in order to make sure that they are able to secure the conservation of this big cat that is snow leopard. So let's try to see what is this whole news all about. Now, recently there was this snow leopard population assessment program that has been carried out for almost 4 years and its data has come now. And what the data suggests? Data says that it is the India's first ever scientific assessment, snow leopard population assessment in India program, that reveals a population of 718 individuals. Now this is a very big number that we have recorded. This is significantly higher than the previous estimates and it offers hope for the conservation of this elusive big cat. You know, when we talk about big cats, there are 7 big cats that are found around the world. Whether it is the lion, the tiger, the leopard, the puma, the jaguar, the cheetahs, or when we talk about snow leopard. But in India, there are only 5 big cats that are available. Puma and jaguar is not found in India. Rest all the big cats are found in India. So their conservation becomes very important. And in this context, this population assessment program becomes very important because it is giving us the exact number of the individuals that we have been able to trace in India. That is at 718 individuals. Now, when we talk about this special program that was being used and the coverage, that becomes also very important. Now, when we talk about this program surveyed 70% of the potential snow leopard habitat across 5 states and union territories. Now, this is the point that we have to understand. When we see the habitat of the snow leopard in India, it is concentrated around the Himalayan states. Starting from J&K, we have the Ladakh, we have Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. So this is the point that we have to understand. There could be a prelims question that could be asked related to this, that which of the following states inhabit the population of snow leopards. So we have these particular states and union territories. J&K, UT है हमारी, फिर हमारे पास लद्दाख है, फिर हमारे पास हमारी हिमाचल प्रदेश है, उत्तराखंड है, सिक्किम एंड अरुणाचल Pradesh. So this becomes very important. Next, the methodology is also very important in this context. It was a 2-step approach. First of all, they tried to have an occupancy survey to assess the spatial distribution. कि भाई उन्होंने पहले चेक करा कि कौन से टाइम स्पेस स्केल के अंदर हमें वो लोकेट हो सकते हैं. Then the second technique was camera trapping for abundance estimation. Then they used camera traps so that they are able to track the number of the population of the snow leopards. So these 2 points are very much important because they have used this particular initiatives and this methodology. This becomes relevant from our examination point of view. Next, when we talk about this particular program, population assessment program, 241 unique snow leopards were photographed. And if we talk about the state-wise estimates, Ladakh had a population of 477, Uttarakhand had the population of 124, Himachal Pradesh had the population of 51, Arunachal Pradesh at 36, Sikkim at 21 and J&K at 9. So this also becomes very important because it could be asked among which states and UT has the following the best or the maximum number of the population of the snow leopards in the country. So this becomes relevant from our prelims examination point of view. Now, what is the significance of these numbers? Let's try to understand. It fills the critical knowledge gap about snow leopard distribution and abundance in India. Very important. Provides baseline data for long-term monitoring and conservation efforts. Obviously, whenever you have to plan for any conservation measures, you need to have a proper organic, authentic data. And in this context, this population assessment program giving us an estimate at 718 individuals will definitely help us a lot in making sure that conservation efforts are not yet over, but it is just the beginning from where we can build, and let's go on and increase the number of the population of snow leopards. Third, highlights Ladakh as a crucial stronghold for snow leopards. As you can see, Ladakh has a population of 477. Plus, one major fact that we have to understand is this is the context or the significance we have got from the numbers that we have got. One of the important point that I want to highlight over here is that when we talk about snow leopards, they are acting as a flagship species. Now flagship species, or when we talk about keystone species, are very much important. Why? Because they will try to regulate other population as well, which is very important for the health of the ecosystem, right? Okay. Now, we have understood what is this program all about, trying to locate the population of snow leopards, right? When we talk about in overall world के scenario में बात करते हैं, then it is found in the region of Central Asia, right? When we talk about India, these are the Himalayan states that we have to understand. Plus, it is not only the region of Central Asia, you will find in Pakistan, China, right? If we see the population of China, I think China has a maximum number of population of snow leopards. Now, in this context, there has been a huge problems related to certain threats that the snow leopards have been facing, starting from illegal wildlife trade. Now this is, let's say, not a certain, we can say a new news for us. We see there has been a lot of illegal trade that has been happening despite this species being protected under Appendix 1 of CITES. Whenever a species is protected under CITES Appendix 1, it gets the maximum protection. Their wildlife trade cannot be promoted unless it is being done for scientific research. Yet, despite there being strong legal measures and legalities of the CITES convention, still we see illegal wildlife trade that has been happening. Second is a part of retaliatory killing. Now, one thing everybody has to understand is when we talk about a predator, they will have to prey on certain species, right? वो attack करेंगे, that will become their food. But what sometimes we have seen, when a predator attacks on the livestock, like in this case, snow leopards attacking on the livestock will result in the particular farmer whose livestock has been killed will engage in retaliatory killings. So this also decreases the population of snow leopards. Third, because of overgrazing, because of the land that has been increased for the use of overgrazing, it has resulted in habitat fragmentation as well. And one of the most important factor that I have separately highlighted over here is the problem or the impact of climate change. Now, the climate change poses perhaps the greatest long-term threat to snow leopards. Impacts from a warming planet could result in a loss of up to 30% of the snow leopard habitat in the Himalayas alone. So this is one of the significant points that we cannot miss. Yes, there are these traditional threats that we have: illegal wildlife trade, retaliatory killing, habitat fragmentation. But one of the biggest threats that we cannot see in the long term, it is this climate crisis, or we can say the impacts of the climate change. Okay. Now, there have been certain initiatives that have been taken at the global level, like there has been this global snow leopard protection and ecosystem services program, and then there has been certain efforts that have been taken at the Indian level where they have tried to focus mainly on the conservation of snow leopards. What are those projects? There has been this National Action Plan for Snow Leopard that focuses on habitat protections, research, community involvement and transboundary cooperation. Then on the lines of Project Cheetah, we have Project Snow Leopard in 2009, WWF India, Initiative for Conservation Research and Community Outreach. Then I already discussed Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program. It is a multinational effort to conserve snow leopards across their range. Along with it, there has been another project as well. I will mention it over here. That is by the name of Secure Himalaya project as well, right? So there is another program by the name of Secure Himalaya that is trying to protect the landscapes where we basically find the population of snow leopards. So in this context, these are the efforts that have been undertaken. Plus, you cannot forget this methodology that has been used over here. That is this snow leopard population assessment program that has been undertaken in India, and this will help a lot in our efforts towards the conservation of what? Snow leopards. So these are certain points that we cannot miss, and it is very relevant from our examination point of view. Kaise? Let's try to see. When we talk about UPSC perspective, it will be very important from a GS paper 3rd, where in mains examination you can get a lot of questions like what are the threats and what are the initiatives that have been taken by the government in order to protect the population of snow leopards. Then in the conservation of biodiversity, it can become a separate topic as well, right? कि ये तो ecology point से भी important है और biodiversity point of view से भी important है. जैसे मैंने बताया flagship species को लेके, keystone species को लेके. Similarly, it can be asked from the angle of biodiversity as well. Then very important from sustainable development. Now I think everybody is aware we have certain sustainable development goals where we are trying to protect life on land and life below water. So as a result, this becomes very important. And finally, wildlife management, GS paper 4. Sometimes Sometimes there could be certain questions that you are the warden of this particular national park. Suppose conservation आपको करनी है और population decline हो रही है, तो आप कैसे measures करोगे? अगर मान लीजिए आपको बताया जाएगा कि आपको assessment करनी है, so you can be given a case study and you have to then mention these points only. You would need to have an occupation, let's say occupancy based survey data, and then you would need to set up camera traps. So these are the type of things that can help you a lot while you are attempting the paper from our let's say even from a GS paper 3rd point of view or from a GS paper 4 point of view. But another thing, it is also important from very much important from our prelims point of view as well. Now in a nutshell, if I have to sum it up, SPAI is a landmark achievement for the snow leopards conservation in India. Continued monitoring, effective conservation strategies, community engagement as a crucial to ensure the long-term survival of this magnificent species. Remember key figures like 718 total population and statewide estimates for potential recall in the exam. ये अब चीजें पेपर में भी पूछी जा सकती हैं, स्टेट वाइज नंबर्स भी पूछे जा सकते हैं और ये ओवरऑल फिगर भी पूछी जा सकती है. इन सब चीजों में एक चीज सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, that I want you to understand and analyze. These all things can happen. State can take a conservation efforts, right? There can be a lot of projects going on, but without community participation, these projects stand no chance. So it is because of this community participation that we are able to witness and discuss this particular, the increase in numbers that we have just received as it has been released by our Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Basically उन्होंने अभी recently इसको क्या किया है, release किया है, the SPAI program that has estimated the population to be at 718 individuals. So this was all about in this video about snow leopards. Till then, take care. Bye bye.